This is Craig Rogers with AdultAsperger'sChat.com. Today, I want to provide you with a few reasons you should consider getting out of your comfort zone and seek a diagnosis, if you haven't done so already. Maybe someone you care about has suggested that you may have autism spectrum disorder, or ASD, and they've pointed to certain behaviors that drive them crazy. They'd like you to get a professional opinion, and ideally, some help. Could they be right? Only an experienced professional can tell you if you have the disorder. A diagnosis can provide a framework for labeling, understanding, and learning about behavioral and emotional challenges that have been baffling up to this point. A diagnosis helps others in your life to understand you and respond differently to your behavior. Getting a diagnosis removes the mystery and diminishes the shame associated with being a bit odd, which begins the process of learning to live more adaptively with an autistic brain. You may get easily overwhelmed anytime there's too much sensory input, and you'd very much like to be comfortable taking part in those ordinary activities. The problem could be ASD, and part of the solution could be getting that diagnosis. You may have a tough time making and keeping friends and don't know why. Or your friends are only interested in you when you're engaged in an activity you share with them, but you haven't built a personal relationship with anyone yet. The issue could be ASD related. Maybe you met someone special. You're interested in making a move. Now what? Dating is tough for anyone, but if you have a spectrum disorder, it can be downright confusing. Need help? You might need to start with a diagnosis. Maybe you never seem to get a job that reflects your abilities, even though all your credentials are terrific on paper. Or you're passed over for promotions regularly, because you just don't get office politics. Could this be ASD? Maybe you've been called obsessive, but you feel you're just very interested in one incredibly interesting subject or activity. You'd like to figure out whether you're right or wrong, and make a good decision about whether to try to expand your interests. It would help to know whether or not you're on the autism spectrum. Maybe you've been feeling different your whole life. Now, you're hoping to find a community of individuals who get who you are, how you think, and even how you feel. A diagnosis may give you the push you need to get in touch with support groups and connect with that community. It's never too late to increase self-awareness in order to capitalize on strengths and work around areas of challenge. Knowing about autism spectrum disorder gives you an explanation, not an excuse, for why your life has taken the twists and turns that it has.